Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Monday, October 13th, 2025 edition of Market Opening Bell, your 10-minute guide to the stock market. US-China trade relations take a sharp turn following China's Ministry of Commerce announcement restricting rare earth exports. US President Trump declared on Friday that starting November 1st, a new 100% tariff will be imposed on all Chinese imports on top of existing tariffs. The US will also implement export controls on all critical software on the same day. Trump stated there was no reason to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping at the upcoming APEC summit in South Korea, but later clarified to the media that he has not cancelled plans to meet Xi. US stocks fell sharply on Friday with the VIX Fear Index surging past 20. The Nasdaq led the decline, dropping 3.6% or 820 points to close at 22,204, near its daily low. The Dow Jones fell 878 points or 1.9% to 45,479, also near its daily low. The S&P 500 dropped 182 points or 2.7% to 6,552, marking the largest single-day decline since Trump's reciprocal tariffs announcement in April. For the week, all three major indexes turned negative, each down over 2%. The U.S. government shutdown entered its 12th day, with federal layoffs now in effect, the first large-scale formal layoffs during a funding lapse in modern U.S. history. Unlike past temporary furloughs, some Democratic House members criticized the layoffs as immoral, unjust, and potentially illegal. A federal court will hold a hearing on October 16th regarding a union request to halt the layoffs. Most tech stocks plummeted, with Nvidia and Tesla each down about 5%. According to preliminary data from China's PCA, Tesla delivered 90,812 vehicles in September, up 2.8% year over year, ending 2 months of declines, driven by the new Model Y long wheelbase six-seat version launched in September. Tesla's Shanghai factory saw a 9.2% month-over-month sales increase for Model 3 and Model Y, including exports to Europe. Tesla also began exporting China-made EVs to India last month, expanding its Asian market. In Q3, Tesla delivered 241,890 China-made EVs, its fourth highest quarterly record. Deliveries of affordable Model 3 and Model Y are set for December 2025 to January 2026, though China's specific timeline remains unannounced. AMD fell nearly 8%, while Qualcomm dropped over 7% amid the Chinese antitrust investigation. Johnson and Johnson reportedly negotiated to acquire Protagonist Therapeutics for immune disease drug rights, boosting the latter's stock by nearly 30%. Applied Digital reported on an 84% year-over-year revenue increase for its fiscal Q1, with its stock surging 16%. Levi Strauss & Co. issued weaker than expected guidance, causing a 12% plus stock drop. On economic data, the October University of Michigan Consumer Confidence Index was 55, slightly down from September's 55.1, but above market expectations of 54.2. Confidence remained stable due to improved personal finances and business outlook for the next year. One-year inflation expectations fell to 4.6% from 4.7%, while long-term expectations stayed at 3.7%. On the Hong Kong market, the Hang Seng Index opened 228 points lower on Friday, falling as much as 505 points to 26,247, and closed down 462 points or 1.7% at 26,290. The X-share index fell 171 points or 1.8% to 9,358, and the Hang Seng Tech Index dropped 211 points or 3.3% to 6,259. Total market turnover was 333.7 billion Hong Kong dollars, with southbound trading at 167.8 billion dollars and southbound net outflows of 399 million dollars versus 3.043 billion Hong Kong dollars inflows the prior day. Net buying include Xiaomi at 933 million, PopMart at 669 million, ZTE at 490 million, Meituan at 385 million, Shanghai Electric at 209 million. Net selling include SMIC at 2.709 billion, Alibaba at 1.81 billion, Hua Hong Semiconductor at 1.145 billion, Tencent at 951 million, Wuxi Biologics at 497 million, XTALPI at 370 million. Southbound funds bought Xiaomi for 5 consecutive days, totaling $3.82 billion, but sold SMIC totaling 5.105 billion, and Hua Hong Semiconductor totaling 2.286 billion for 2 days. For the week, Hang Seng fell 850 points or 3.1%. Mixue Index dropped 300 points or 3.1%, and Hang Seng Tech fell 363 points at 5.5% or 5.5%. The Hang Seng Futures night session closed below 25,000 at 24,968, down 1,314 points. The Nasdaq Golden Dragon China Index fell 520 points or 6.1% to 8,018. Hong Kong ADR suggests the Hang Seng will open 1,090 points lower on Monday at 25,200. Since Trump's April reciprocal tariffs, the Hang Seng dropped 5,614 points or 22.6% from 24,874 to 19,260. If October mirrors April's decline, the index could hit 21,767, same point drop, or 21,192, same percentage drop. The actual drop depends on whether US-China relations ease before the APEC summit or if harsher countermeasures emerge. The Hang Seng hasn't seen a 10% plus correction in a while. A 10% drop from the high would target around 24,640. On mainland China market, Asia indexes opened lower on Friday and continued to slide. The Shanghai Composite fell below 3,900 to 3,897, down 36 points or 0.9%. The Shenzhen Component dropped 370 points or 2.7% to 13,355, and the Chinex index fell 148 points or 4.6% to 3,113. Total turnover for Shanghai and Shenzhen was 2.51 trillion yuan. The renminbi US dollar central parity rate rose 54 points to 7.1048. On corporate earnings, Zhaojin Mining reported a 140.43% year-over-year net profit increase to 2.117 billion yuan for the 9 months ending September 30, 2025, with basic earning per share at 0.55 yuan. Sport gold rose 3.3% last week, hitting a record high of 4,059.31 on October 8th. Sport silver broke $50 per ounce, up 3.4% weekly. November WTI crude futures fell over 3.25% weekly, and December Brent crude dropped about 2.8%. Our stock pick today is Mixue Group, stock code 2097. Mixue Group, a leader in the freshly made beverage industry, offers an array of products including fruit drinks, tea drinks, ice cream, and coffee, priced at approximately 6 yuan, about $1 per item. The group operates 2 prominent brands, Mixue, a freshly made tea drink brand, and Lucky Cup, a freshly made coffee brand. By 2024, Mixue Group secured the 72nd spot globally in the food and beverage industry based on retail sales. As of June 30th, 2025, the company has built an extensive network of over 53,000 stores worldwide, spanning China and 12 overseas countries. In China, its stores cover 31 provinces, autonomous regions, and municipalities, reaching over 300 prefecture-level cities across all city tiers. Internationally, Mixue operates around 4,700 stores. The group employs tailored operational strategies for different regions and brands. In China, Mixue focuses on steadily expanding its store network, penetrating lower-tier markets and enhancing store operational quality. Lucky Cup capitalizes on the group's robust supply chain and operational capabilities to strengthen its differentiated offerings and accelerate store openings. Overseas, Mixue continues to deepen its presence in Southeast Asia, particularly in markets like Indonesia and Vietnam, where it optimizes existing stores to ensure long-term sustainable operations. The group has also ventured into Central Asia, opening its first store in Almaty, Kazakhstan. In the first half of 2025, Mixue Group reported impressive financial results, with revenue reaching 14.874 billion yuan, a 39.3% increase year-on-year, and net profit climbing to 2.718 billion yuan, up 44.1% from the previous year. Looking ahead, the group plans to further expand its store network in China, with Mixue targeting new markets and deeper penetration of existing ones to reach a wider consumer base. Lucky Cup will leverage the group's strong supply chain and operational expertise to accelerate its nationwide store rollout. In overseas markets, Mixue will focus on expanding its franchise network in Southeast Asia while strategically exploring new markets, taking into account factors such as population size, economic growth, income levels, cultural characteristics, and consumer preferences. In view of the potential drop of the Hang Seng Index to 15 to 25,000, the recommended buy price is adjusted to $395, with target price at $425 and stop loss at $380. I do not hold the aforementioned stock.